All right, happy day. We should be live. What's up, YouTube? We're just having a
Awesome.
little
Hey
little
guys.
morning chat about the newest Haslab project by Marvel Legends and Hasbro. The new Galactus. It released yesterday, and we're super excited. Here's the old one. You're not familiar with the old
Yeah. And
Galactus?
man, I still love the old head sculpt on that one.
Yeah. He. Did you hear what they were saying yesterday about army building Galactus?
I
The Marvel Universe one.
Yeah, I've heard about it, and in my head I've been trying to figure out what that means.
I think no, okay, no, I'm sorry. I said Army Bill. Did you hear? What's up? What's up? Nobody, somebody. You are first. Hey, look, it's too early in the morning to correct spelling. I'm still drinking my first
It's
cup
all
of
good.
coffee. But no. I'm talking about the 3 3/4 inch one. It said he said that it was you could also make it a Sentinel. I didn't know that, but anyways, guys, we're going to be talking about the newest Galactus HasLab project this morning. So, yeah, man, good morning. Thanks for jumping on. And I'm gonna pull it up here. So, if y'all don't know, this is Happy Dad CCC. We actually live in the same town and community, and we hang out quite a bit. And he is a Marvel Legends fan, like I am, and we're both pretty amped up about this new Galactus project. So let me pull that up real quick. Add it to the string. So if you haven't seen this, I mean, it's incredible. Do you see how many backers?
Oh
There's already
yeah. Yeah, yesterday was
6,055.
such a. hmm I haven't placed my order yet because I actually had a few questions about. Have you ordered yours yet, Justin?
I've ordered one. Yes.
Okay. So with that, I was comparing it because I'm not a Hasbro Premium member.
Hmm.
And I was trying to go in and weigh if there was going to be any kind of differences for the premium members, or if you could just order it without even having to mess with that.
I don't think there's a difference. What I would do if I was you to check that is just go in and put in your order, and if they're
hmm
charging you more than 1,400 and four, excuse me, 1,400, $414, then let me know and I'll order it for you.
Was that your total 414?
Hmm. That's right.
Because because I was looking at it and it was like almost 450 after taxes and everything.
Through Hasbro
hmm
Pulse.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure. I think as a member, as a premium member, I get free shipping. So that
Well,
might
as
be.
is, when I was looking at it, it included free shipping,
Hmm.
but I just wasn't too sure going past that.
Got you. Got you. What's up, Zach Morris?
Oh.
My anus. What is Zach Morris saying? Good Lord. Uh, yeah, so soon. Yeah, so soon after the Sentinel. I mean, it's a year almost like to the day since they released the Sentinel for purchase. So I think some would say that that's giving people quite a time. Yeah. Hey, Marvelous
Yeah.
Facts, dude. Good to be with you this morning.
Good
And
morning, man.
so I mean, yeah, it feels soon, but we haven't even gotten the Sentinel yet because we haven't gotten the Sentinel yet. But I actually like the timing because if they're going to do this annually around July and August, we can plan for it financially and once a year
hmm
expect a big release from the Marvel Legends guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. And just because of the timing, it starts getting you more anticipated for things like HasCon and the SDCC exclusives. So
Hmm.
then when you start getting into the second part of your summer, you're going to have a lot of momentum building for new
Yeah.
projects and new sets.
Hey, so nobody, you're kind of new to Marvel, so let us dive in a little bit here. Um, I'm gonna go back to this screen and show these comics. So, Daniel, why don't you talk to us about these three comic books and why Galactus is such a huge figure in the Marvel universe.
Okay, so Galactus and Silver Surfer both first appeared in the issue to the far left, which is Fantastic Four number 48. It says Galactus on real bold.
Hmm.
Bubba.
Yeah, so Fantastic Four 48 is the coming of Galactus, and that is the first appearance of Galactus in Fantastic Four. And he was created by
Mm-hmm.
Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. And from what I understand, they were kind of created to create this like big event that one day could possibly be a movie. and so they created,
Exactly.
yeah. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just saying that's exactly right. So the reason that they're showing these three issues, primarily 48, 49, and 50, that was one of the first times that they actually had a trilogy set in comic books to where those three issues made one larger story. Beforehand, granted, you would have continuity in issues, but technically those three books create one larger issue. And that wasn't something that was common at that time. You would just read issue 4 and issue 5. Most of the time, the stories would be completely different. There was no
Right.
continuity going through it.
And so with that, Galactus kind of has his origin in the beginning of creation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Daniel. And so he is in a sense a galactic god. He's
That's right.
he's on a completely different scale. Like if you were saying, who's the most powerful Avenger, X-Men, he's not even on the same radar. He's so far and above, their power set. And
Mm-hmm.
to put that in perspective, Galactus creates this herald named Silver Surfer who is to go out and find worlds that he can devour. So he kind of sends him out and he goes and looks for these worlds that he can feed on to feed Galactus's insatiable desire to feast. And
Mm-hmm.
as a herald, Silver Surfer is the most powerful non-galactic superhero. Like to kind of put in perspective how powerful Galactus is.
Yeah, like even earlier, like after this story continues and they've established his power, he kind of battles Thor off and on just for fun.
Yeah, no, he's super powerful, super powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And so this style of Galactus, like the way he looks. Let me pull up some of these photos. Do you think this is more in tune with like Silver Surfer Black?
More in tune of what was it?
Like the Silver Surfer Black storyline, the fallen one.
I just think it's modern. I just think it's modern. Modern
Mm-hmm.
Galactus. If you look at it, kind of the Ultimates. Say Marvel had a series called where it would be Ultimate. You had Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Fantastic Four, and that came out right around 2000. So that was when everything was Y2K based, and it was getting ready for a new era, a new generation.
Mm-hmm.
So they hired new artists, and they completely redesigned everybody, trying to put a more modern approach, moving away from the 60s and the traditional.
Mm-hmm.
That was when digital formatting became really big using art.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just the modern look for him and loosely based off the Ultimate design.
Yeah, and the reason I was saying that is you see that Marvel Legends has really gone, out of their way to help us finish or help us, have those figures from that storyline. When you look at the newest Hulk that we're getting, by the way, got this in the mail yesterday.
Oh, is that Maestro?
Yeah,
Nice.
isn't that sweet? Let me go to full screen here.
That is. I have mine. I have mine pre-ordered, but I haven't received it yet.
Yeah, I was
That's so
super
cool.
shocked to get this
And
yesterday.
you know, if you look at the Marvel Legends line, it's continuously getting better. Like it's getting better and better and
Mm-hmm.
better almost not only want to say annually, but by
Yeah,
wave. Each wave just keeps getting better. Like
like
that one's
this
probably good. Yeah. Just
this
look at the
Iron Man.
paint. look at the paint on it. They almost used automotive paint on a 6-inch action figure.
Yeah, he looks good. So that one, and then these all came in the mail yesterday.
Oh, nice. Hey, how does her head sculpt, that's Riri Williams, by the way. She becomes Iron Man for a while after Tony Stark's death.
Yeah, so that's
How
kind
does
of
the
her.
head sculpt on that figure look in person?
Um, like exactly what it needs to look like.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it there. So that one, then Stealth Iron Man
Oh yeah.
there,
Now that one's the one that I'm most excited about out of the whole wave.
and then we got this one,
Yeah, I've
Hologram Iron
received
Man,
that one.
and then two more. I'll finish showing them since I started. I think I'm gonna. This one I think is gonna be the surprise of the wave for me. The Vault Guardsman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then the one I'm most excited about for me personally is Ultron.
Ultron's sweet. It's
Yeah,
to me, it's definitely better than that movie one we had.
yeah.
Same.
I just love how classic he looks to the comic books,
Yeah.
and as they say, the Kirby crackle right here. Really excited
Mhm.
about the Kirby crackle. Marvelous. Nowhere Planet is the decapitated head of battle where Galactus was involved in my mind. I like the new Iron Man books and Tony AI. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Nowhere Planet, so you're gonna have to educate me on that one. Marvelous facts.
So they mentioned it in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Hmm.
or I want to say I might have been in Infinity War as well.
Oh,
That
you
they
know
have
what?
to
I do
travel
I
to
do remember
nowhere.
that. Have
It's
to
like the
travel to nowhere. Yeah.
it's a floating it's a planet that came from kind of like how the Eternals are all gods.
Hmm.
It's similar to the planet is a skull of a fallen god.
Got you. In the So, guys, this is a Silver Surfer Black here. This is a great looking action figure. He's got Thor's hammer.
Hmm.
But what I love in Silver Surfer Black is the fact that Thanos' throne is the skull of Galactus.
Hmm.
Like just to show how powerful Thanos is in that run. Super cool.
Have you gotten a chance to read any issues, Justin,
Issues of what?
of the King Thanos storyline?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Almost all of it, in fact.
Okay, because
Yeah.
that's such a good story.
Oh, dude, I love it. With I can't show you right now, but I've got so if for guys on the stream, uh, the new Herald of Galactus in that storyline is Ghost Rider, and which is really pretty sweet. Well, no, excuse me, becomes the Herald of Thanos eventually, but if I remember correctly, yeah,
And
super awesome.
what's cool about that Ghost Rider specifically, Justin?
Hmm. Oh, what's cool for me personally
Hmm.
was his bike is what's so cool to me.
Yeah. Well, it's also the Punisher. So it's not only that it's Ghost Rider, but it's that
Oh
it
yeah, the
becomes Ghost
Punisher.
Rider.
That's I. You know what? I forgot about that, dude. You're exactly right. I'm looking at him up there. He's got the skull on his chest. You're exactly right. Cosmic Ghost Rider. That's right,
That's right.
Marvelous Facts. I just completely forgot that he's also Punisher.
Oh, it's easy to overlook, but there's like an origin issue all about Cosmic Ghost Rider, and that's another thing. The Marvel Legends figures Cosmic Ghost Rider is amazing. It's like
Hmm.
such a good figure for $40.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. So going back to the Haslab, so just to make sure everybody on the stream understands, it's like Kickstarter for Marvel Legends.
Hmm.
You have and you have these larger than these really large figures that can't be a build a figure and can't take up a bunch of shelf space at Walmart and Target. They put it in this HasLab project so that we can purchase it and have it mailed straight to us. Oh yeah, that would be cool to go with your sketch. And so so they basically, build a concept of it and then put it out there for people to support. And if they get enough backers, it funds the project. And on top of that, they then create stretch goals. And these stretch goals, each one that is met, you get more, stuff to go with this figure. And yesterday on the live stream, when they were doing the announcement, they were saying that the last stretch goal is like one of the best ever. So really curious what that's going to be.
Yeah, and on that same topic, when I was getting my notes ready to discuss this, I started thinking about maybe different tiers we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know, based on the video that they had streamed yesterday, that there's going to be 5 different tiers. It's the same thing that the Sentinels did. So some of the things that I think it's going to come with is going to be power effects. Kind of like, what figure was that? Really any of them now, but maybe some like fire or galaxy effects that'll attach to his wrists.
Yeah.
That'll just kind of clamp on. Possibly a base.
Ooh.
That'll kind of create maybe a diorama, or it also would make the presence of it larger.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we get 1 or 2 figures with it, so it would include 1 or 2 heralds, kind of like maybe Fire Lord or an additional Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what heralds are we missing? We've obviously got Ghost Rider, we've got Silver Surfer, Thor is one of the heralds. I can't imagine.
You've got Fire Lord, then you also have Terrax. Terrax was a Build-A-Figure
Mm-hmm.
early in the Hasbro days.
Okay, so those 2 would be cool. Is Terrax? Does he have an army building component to him?
No, he doesn't.
Very
Okay.
unique. He's got a specific kind of build. He looks like a Marvel version of Darkseid with a little bit more armor.
Yeah, that's what I remember. But they mentioned the army building aspect of it yesterday, and that's the part that I can't wrap my mind around yet.
That part I can't figure out because the body design is so unique. Marvelous packs right now, their goal is 14,000, and they're going to reach that before this weekend's over.
Yeah, they're at 6,055.
Mm-hmm. Because with the Sentinel Haslab project, they only needed 12,000, and they met that within 26 hours of it being available.
Right. They did. This thing. Let's just look at it. All right, so this is probably one of my favorite parts. Mm-hmm. It's 20 points of articulation in each hand. Kind of put that in perspective. In the early Toy Biz days, 27 points of articulation for an entire figure was considered super articulated.
Mm-hmm. It still is.
look at Mr. Fantastic next to his foot.
Yeah. And that scale is kind of what I wish that the Sentinel would have been.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That would have been extraordinary to get it at that. But man, that is just look. What's up your skirt? That is just insane how big it is. Super excited about that. And then it's got swappable.
I'm sorry, I keep running away.
No, you're good. You got to take care of them. I was going to look at the face sculpt. So we got this kind of stoic face sculpt here. We got that, angry scowl. And I was looking for the skull face. There it is.
Yeah.
That looks sick.
Man, I'm so excited just for that one. You're gonna. My son's like jumping off the couch onto our ground, so I see him jump, and it's just a knee-jerk reaction to.
You keep an eye on him. We're looking at Galactus, so it's no worries.
By all means. But so real quick, while you have that pulled up on the live stream, they were talking about how with that head sculpt, it was kind of like he was hungry, kind of the starving Galactus.
Yeah.
Which I disagree with. You can look at it, and that's not what you have. That is a full-on skull. So something I think we also have with Disney Plus, the What If series coming out.
Mm-hmm.
and one of the episodes is going to be all about Marvel zombies. I think that's a Marvel zombie head sculpt for Galactus.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at his nose. He's not starving. He's dead.
Exactly.
So we might have a Marvel zombie Galactus already. That would be sick to have a full
And that
zombie
also
display.
opens up more doors.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
I need more shelves.
that'll be pre-ordered. You best believe that.
Like if they do all the Marvel Universe's zombies, and then
Or at
Galactus
least
is
the
in the
main
background.
Avengers, like the ones that are going to be featured in the episode. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that would be super sick. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Nobody's articulated hands, like fully articulated hands. And what's cool about that is you're going to be able to get with this, you're going to be able to put Silver Surfer in his hands as Galactus is sending them out. I'm trying to think of if there's an issue.
While you have that pulled up, at the very
Mhm.
bottom they have some edited picture, like some professional photos that were done for promotional, where
Yeah.
he's like in front of a universe and everything like that.
Let's
If you
see.
scroll all the way down, it should have it.
Okay, there's that one, the coming of Galactus. Oh, okay. Yeah, that looks so good.
Oh yeah.
It looks like his little kilt has good flexibility.
Well, I was interested in that because I would hate for us to be invested in such a huge figure and not be able to do any leg movement.
Yeah.
But they were saying that each one of those pieces of his kilt are individual pieces.
Yeah, there's
So
300
it's
total pieces to this figure,
hmm
which is
and
insane.
with the kilt, it's kind of like flower petals. Like
hmm
they're all built, they're engineered specifically into one.
hmm So you were thinking like about dioramas, like see how he's sitting in front of this planet? Like that would be an easy diorama to build. Is the planet.
Yeah. hmm
I love how he's pointing here, and you can see that. That's awesome. Incredible. LOL kilt, yeah. You didn't know Galactus was Irish?
Well, it's better than saying skirt.
Yeah. Galactus doesn't wear a skirt. He wears a kilt.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome stuff, man. So this
So,
should come out next fall, right? Like it should be released next fall once it's funded.
I want to say somewhere on there it was saying maybe September, October. It should fall suit just like how the Sentinel is.
Mm-mm. How big do you think this
One more
packaging is
thing
going to
on
be?
oh, it's going to be huge. If the figure itself is 32 inches, then it's got to be close to 40.
Yeah, we don't know what else they're putting in it. So, hey, so hey, while you're talking, I'm going to pull up eBay for something. Okay.
Okay, by all means.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one thing I also wanted to talk about on tiers was an idea, like what if they included a 3.75 scale Silver Surfer to go with them?
Oh, is there? Yeah,
You know,
like
that
if
way
there's
if it
not
came
one,
with like an,
if there's not one, I would go.
well,
If there's
I'm just
any
thinking
old
like
ones,
they
I'd go
may,
find it.
yeah, and I'm right there with you because it would be really easy to have it set up to where, say, if he was flying over his shoulder like that, and with
hmm
that smaller scale figure, then it's going to make a bigger presence for that figure.
All right, so what I pulled up here, guys, this is one of the first Haslab projects, was the Unicron, which is a transformer, and these are the sold listings for it. And if I remember correctly, the original price of that was what, $500 or $600,
Yeah, I think it was $499.
and then let's do, what was the other one? The Star Wars.
The The one is that thing from Return of the Jedi.
Well, here's the
It was
Razor Crest. Yeah, I'm gonna pull that one up. I accidentally pulled up the Razor Crest first. So the Razor Crest was 350, 348, I think, and here it is selling for 800. And let me see if I can pull the other one up. Jabba Sail Barge. Jabba
Yeah, that's
Sail
what it
Barge.
was.
The figures that came in it, like not the actual ship, but the figures that come in it. Well, it's not letting me get to it. Sold for are selling for 400, 150, but the actual sail barge 2,000, 2,400. So that's about 5
And you
times.
know, if you look at the Sentinel as well, I know you and I have spoken about this in detail, but if you look at everything that was included with the Haslab Sentinel,
Mm-hmm.
you really only paid possibly $100 for the Sentinel itself because it came with so much other stuff, and it came with 2 standalone figures, which was Bastion and then a Sentinel Prime. I really think those figures are going to have a heavy resale
Oh yeah.
after everything gets released.
So the Sentinel right now reselling for 1,000 to 900, 800, 800, 700, and like this one says 600. And then let's get to here's where just the Bastion male and female figures are reselling. Let me see if I can find a true sale because they were selling for like $200 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 274 for both of them, and that's just the stretch goals, and it almost paid for the figure itself.
Yeah,
And
that's nuts.
yeah, so kind of my point in showing you this
So
is
with this Galactus, if
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and like, say if we go through these tiers and they have a bigger herald, kind of like Terra, like I was saying, it was a Build-A-Figure. If it's a larger scale figure like that, then there's no telling what kind of demand that would drive.
Right. Hey, I've got to plug in my MacBook is about to die. Give me a second.
No, you're fine. Another thing that's really cool about these interchangeable faces, it comes with a plate. So you would come in and you would just pull it out, and you can swap it out that way. Now, another thing that you can do is we can remove the faceplate, and it's just negative space. And I don't think Justin and I really talked about this yet, but a lot of parts on this figure light up. Like his chest has a LED light, his eyes light up, different parts of just the head sculpt by itself are all going to light up.
Just checking here through the comments.
Right.
Android Kang.
That would be cool.
Never seen an Android Kang. Hey, can you answer that question, Daniel?
The Galactus one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to say that's accurate. Like, he wants to just. I don't know if it's that he has a goal. Like, it's we're talking about like this, but I don't know if he has a goal of wanting to be the top one or if it's just a hunger to devour everything.
Gotcha. Oh, Sketchcar joined us. What's up, my friend? So, Norn, you must be excited with the implication of the MCU. Yeah, he's excited. So, so Daniel, if you don't know this, sketch card, Norn Rad. He goes by Norn Rad. You know why? Silver Surfer is his absolute favorite, and it's not even close. It's more of a balanced character. Galactus is more necessary evil. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So Galactus does it at times. Kind of people do try to show him in a more positive light. Like he can't help but devour planets. Like it's in his nature.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm super excited. But depending on the stretch goals, that's going to determine whether or not I purchase more than one.
Well, I'm definitely gonna purchase two,
You know that already, huh?
but that's something. Oh yeah, like
The thing,
regardless of what the stretch goals are or not, I'm gonna get two.
right? I think the thing that
And I think
people,
that's a big factor right now.
well, what I was going to say is
Go ahead.
when you look at the Marvel Legends community, I suspect that there's
Hmm.
somewhere around 100,000 serious collectors, and I can share with you later how I kind of come to that conclusion. But um, was it Reed Richards' son in X Earth? Is Galactus? Is that what you're saying, Sketch? I'd have to look into that. I, X Earth is the Alex Ross stuff, right? Earth X, I mean. I'm dyslexic.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
Earth X has some really good art.
but the thing is that um, there's only a 45-day window to purchase these. So if people aren't paying attention or they don't have their money in order
Hmm.
and they miss it, you won't be able to buy it again somewhere else. It's not going to show up at Target at some point.
Yeah,
And so, thanks, Sketch. Appreciate that. And so, with that being said, the people who acquire more than one of these are gonna have the ability to resell in the future,
hmm,
because there's going to be more collectors come in, and so if you think about kind of down the road, 10 years from now, MCU puts Galactus in the movies. Like this is going to be the 6-inch scale version of Galactus that people are going to want in their collection.
it's gonna become the definitive Galactus. There's no longer gonna be a debate on the Toy Biz or some reissued Hasbro ones. It's in fact gonna be the definitive one you want to have. Um, Actually, with that, can we go ahead and talk about some of the things I'm excited about just when it comes to the scale of it?
Yeah, but I want to react to Marvelous Pax. He says Kang is also a distant heir relative of the genius. So yeah, Kang is the is it great? Is it like grandson of is it Reed Richards or is it Reed Richards' son? I can't remember, but he's a relative of the
Reed,
Richards family.
he's a Reed.
Yep. Yeah, future great grandchild. There you go. Marvelous knows his stuff, man. Look at him bringing the knowledge this morning. All right. But go ahead. What were you saying?
No, so some of the things that I'm most excited about when it comes to this Kickstarter, or not Kickstarter, but this project,
Hmm.
is just the scale of it. Because as a collector, you'd also kind of think about your display setups. Like I know you've spent a ton of time trying to get your display put a certain way. And one
Right.
idea I've always thought about was maybe getting a sideshow statue just as a placeholder for Galactus because you want that character to be larger than life because it is. So the thought of having a sideshow statue next to a 6-inch figure, and it's almost shown right there in that image where you have a 6-inch figure just at his foot.
Right. But here's
So
the
that
here's
was
the
the driving thing, and I started looking into statues. Yeah. So the picture that we're looking at right now, that came from 2014. That was the sideshow statue of Galactus. Now that one, to a lot of people, especially in the statue community, that's the definitive display for Galactus. And on that one, it comes out to, and I think that's the image right there. You can see it. Does
see
that
the
have Silver
surfer.
Surfer underneath his hand?
It does. You can barely
Yeah,
see it. I
that's
don't know if I
that's
can
when I
get.
was talking about the 3.75 scale. That's what I have in mind is doing something like that with it.
He's holding an
But with
apple.
that figure, that one stands 33 inches tall, and he's standing on a base. So
Hmm.
you got to account for the size of that base. That's at least maybe 3 to 4 inches. So that would, if it was 4, then that would put the statue itself at 29.
Okay.
So that makes the Haslab project bigger than that sideshow statue
Right. Right. You talking
in
about
terms of
the
scale.
sheer scale of Galactus himself?
Hmm.
There's your base.
Yep.
That's sick to think that we're going to have a Marvel Legends 6-inch scale Galactus that's larger than a sideshow statue.
You can't not be excited about it because that's like that sideshow statue that you're showing images right now. The resale on that one is close to $2,000.
Wow, that's nuts.
Now, Sideshow also has another statue that's available for pre-order right now. That's going to be coming out next fall, just like this Haslab. But that one only stands at 26 inches, and that's with the base as well.
Hmm.
So the new one is going to tower over the new Sideshow statue.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, we're excited too, Marvelous.
And on this 2022 on the 2022 Sideshow statue, that pre-order is almost right at $800.
Wow.
Versus the Haslab is half that, and it's bigger. It
And
comes with more things.
Yeah, the sketch card, he's saying, and no light up features. And this one's going to come up with quite a bit of light up from the face into the chest.
Oh, yeah. And then if you look at all the parts that light up in the head sculpt, like even the ears light up. No one needs that, but they're including it, you know.
It's so big you can put lights everywhere. It's going to be my new lamp stand by my bed.
Right. It's going to be Sam's new
I would
nightlight.
love to see me try to pull that off of my wife. That would be so hilarious. You think Galactus is a devourer of planets?
Yeah,
I'm already her herald.
I said,
now that I think about it, my wife is like Galactus. That's a great idea. It sounds like a great idea, but if I tried to execute it, I'll get executed.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. I got 2 rooms in this world that I can exist in, and my wife lets me have my space. But outside of that, you can't even tell I live in this household. It's all female all the time.
That's my wife's current goals.
Get you a room, yeah. Well, it took me 15 years, so.
Oh yeah.
Can't rush it.
We'll get there.
Yep. Well, Luke, man, you got any other thoughts about this Galactus?
So, and this is just from a customizing standpoint, because if you look at my Instagram, I'm really heavy into repainting and customizing these Hasbro figures. There's another customizer who goes by Symbiote Sneaker. He's one of the world's best. He's this guy he lives out of Australia, and he does Venom versions of all these different characters. He gave himself a goal where he's going to make a Venomized version of this Galactus.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be insane.
That's sick. Is that the same guy that takes the pit Build-A-Figures and turns them into Venomized characters?
Yes.
That dude, that guy. Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
Yeah. He does amazing work with everything he does. I've reached out to him a few times just to give him praise, and he's like a super, super cool guy. I highly recommend checking out his pages just for the art he puts on.
What's his page again?
Symbiote Sneaker.
Okay.
And then
he has
a YouTube channel as well where he goes in depth with how much work he puts into it. Whenever he does a project, he normally invests 60 to 80 hours in customizing a figure.
Wow. Is that his job? Goodness gracious. He must be selling. I mean, how else do you do that? It's crazy. I say that. I probably put it's a part-time job in our hobby.
No doubt.
But it's fun. I love it.
Well, with this Haslab project, we've already knocked out the big figures. We've knocked out Sentinels. We've knocked out Galactus now. And that was always the 2 goals for collectors, right?
Right.
So now that we have those ones knocked out, I think that we can start expecting they're going to label it as play sets, but it's going to be a diorama. So imagine next year if they announced a Danger Room.
Oh, the Danger Room would be cool, man.
Haslab project. Or they could do the
Avengers Tower.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Marvelous Packs.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some play sets, but I do want to finish I want to get all the big, characters that we can first before we go to that. Unless they can put it out faster and it has a lower cost.
Yeah.
That would be. Seems like with playsets they could do that a lot faster at a lower cost, but.
And that was another point that I had. We're in a new era when it comes to these figures because now they're experimenting with new sculpts exclusively to certain figures as well as new scales. Like, say, for this year, you have the MCU line or the Infinity Saga line.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at that character or Searcher,
Mm-hmm.
that's a 10-inch figure. Prior to that, there is no 10-inch figure. You either have a giant Build-A-Figure that has recycled pieces, or you have this new thing.
Yeah, guys, just to kind of elaborate on what Daniel's saying is, historically when Toy Biz or Hasbro was making a figure, they were thinking about how many times could they use that mold. So if they made a mold of something, they wanted to be able to use it as many times as possible to reduce costs of making molds. Mm-hmm. And now what we're seeing is just like a ton of the figures that are being released have unique sculpts, so molds that they have to make that likely won't be able to be reused that much. And it's just a new era for us as collectors.
Mm-hmm. We're moving away from the cookie cutter approach, and they're already their own established brand, but now they're putting their own stamp on it heavily.
Right, but we are seeing increasing cost to some degree.
Yeah.
From $19 a figure to $26 a figure, $24 a figure, $29 a figure. Like, for those who maybe were not on the live stream to start, this is just close to a $30 figure, but it's sick. It's so good. Now this does have reuse. It's a lot of plastic.
Even with that, if you look at, even though the price point's going up, the detail and paint that they're putting into is going up as well.
Yeah. No, that detail.
Oh, I want to say on that Maestro, they even added dark paint to give the anatomy more depth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very pleased. Very pleased.
And then we've got that second wave of the Age of Apocalypse about to come out. Mm-hmm. And you can see it on some of their figures where they're experimenting and adding more paint detail to it.
I'm so thankful for that next wave of Age of Apocalypse, because what we had was not inspiring to me in terms of like building a display. Mm-hmm. And I had it kind of tucked away, but now that we're going to have that second wave, I'm really excited about putting together that display.
Yeah, I even fully passed on the first wave. The only thing I cared about it was Sugar Man. But then when they showed the second wave coming out, I ended up going back and picking up the whole wave.
The whole wave, yeah. Yeah. And I dislike Sugar Man the most. He's incredible from sculpting and painting and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He's so hideous. I can't stand to look at it. It's so ugly. Oh, I hate it so much. It looks like something out of the McFarlane Spawn universe.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
You could throw some paint on it and turn it into a Violator.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right.
Or not Violator, but Clown.
Clown who becomes Violator. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, bud, I've got to hop off. I've got some stuff I got to do before my next event today.
All right, man. Well, y'all be safe with it. I appreciate you having me chatting with you about it, because this is exciting.
Yeah. Hey, Marvelous. Not lately, but likely soon we'll start hitting up some targets and doing some hunts again. The way it's just kind of been a weird year for how things have been released, and scalpers are so bad that you can't hardly find stuff on the shelf when it first come out. Now, thank you, Sketch. Thank you guys for joining us this morning so we can chat about this.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Peace. Y'all have a marvelous day.
All right. Be safe, guys.